When you're getting into FPV, one of the biggest decisions you've got to make is how much money you're going to spend on a set of goggles. If you've got a large budget, you'll buy a lovely pair of Fat Sharks and you'll be away. But most people are trying to manage a budget and also not sure how much they want to commit to the hobby. So trying to find a set of good budget goggles is a real challenge. So what I'm going to do today is look at these and see if they're any good. Hello there, today we'll be looking at these goggles, which are the Topsky Prime 1S goggles. I was sent these by Drone Nodes, so I've been working with them for a little while to do some content for their website. Go check them out. And they asked me to do a review of these goggles. Now, what I was really interested with these goggles is they're kind of they look like a bit of a weird hybrid because they are sort of bigger than a set of sort of Fat Shark style visor type goggles, and they're smaller than a set of box goggles. And I genuinely thought when I was ordering these that these were actually box goggles, but they're not. They've actually got two independent screens inside them, so they are actually more like Fat Sharks than anything else. Now, what I've done is I've had a go with these, and I just want to talk you through what functionality they've got. And the main reason I wanted to look at these is because I'm really trying to find a really great set of beginners goggles, because you can buy a set of Fat Sharks, they'll be £300 plus your receiver, probably 400 quid. You can buy a set of Sky Zones or Onways like I have, they're about £300, but that's all in, so they're pretty good. But if you want to spend around £100, what do you go out and buy? Now, I've started life with a set of box goggles, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I did grow out of them pretty quickly because they're a pain in the butt to carry with me. So something like this is actually quite good from that perspective. Now, in the box you do get some normal sort of stick antenna for the receivers. It has got diversity, but I decided to swap out the antennas that came with it so I actually got something that was not rubbish. So these are good antennas, but let's take them off for the moment. So it's got a 3-point strap, which is pretty good. All the controls on the top, so it has got a power button, it can take photos, it has got DVR, and actually the controls are reasonably good. And you can also scan for channels, which is a feature that I just really like in my goggles, because it makes it easy when you're trying to find what other people are flying, etc. So it's pretty good from that perspective. So inside you obviously have a little port for DVR up here, so that's quite useful. DVR is always handy, takes up to 32 gigs worth of storage, so that's good. Individualized for you to be able to see through, so you can adjust those. Adjustments are on the bottom, so you have the diopters, so that will allow you to adjust how far forward and backwards the screens that are in this end are. You've got IPD, which is pretty standard. They're a bit loose. I'll come back to that in a second. Underneath you've also got an AV in. You've got an ability to turn the RX on and off, which is quite useful if you're using an external AV in, or you're reviewing DVR and you want to save some battery, so you can turn that on and off, which is actually quite a nice little feature. Headphone input, and it's got a USB port. And the really good thing about this is it's a USB chargeable, so effectively you can charge this up via USB and with the internal battery. Now that makes it a little bit heavy, but it's quite a nice feature. I thought that was actually quite a good thing, because one of the things that's always a pain is having to carry separate batteries, and as the killer feature obviously is that it has got a power button. So what do I think of these goggles? Well, let's go and take them out to the field and see what's what.
Holy sorry. Is it meant to look like I've had 6 pints of Stella? Is there a focus bit on it?
Yeah, you can adjust there's the focus here, and then there's the interpupillary distance.
I mean, this might take a while.
We found that you could get it to the point where it's acceptable, but
I mean, I'll have a go, and I can't tell there if Andy's a man or a woman. That's not. Okay, yeah, I mean, if you're an entry... Do you know what, I've got to come in because I feel sick.
You can't get it in focus, can you?
No,
the screen's lovely and big, but you just can't get it into focus.
I just, no, 20 seconds and I feel sick, so...
and there's actually no way of actually changing that.
Well, there is adjustments on the bottom.
Yeah,
I've tried it.
But you can't. I can't get it balanced.
See, because really, what you need to do, it's like a pair of binoculars. You really need to be able to focus one eye in first, and then you bring the other one in.
Yeah.
To match it, don't you?
I like them actually.
Yeah.
I haven't got it yet.
This is.
So would you buy them? Would you recommend them, Andy?
Yeah.
From what I'm seeing at the moment, certainly not.
No, I'm on the same page.
I wouldn't even probably use them for sim flying.
Okay, so where do we start with the Topsky Prime 1S? Well, let's start with the positives. The controls are really quite good. The DVR is, again, very, very good. The diversity receivers work perfectly well without any problems. The built-in battery is a nice feature with the power button. It makes it a little bit heavy, but you know what? I'll live with it because it's actually not too bad. It's got, I quite like that it has a little switch for turning off the RX on there if I need it to. So that, again, is quite good. There's a little bit of light leakage, but you know what? Again, it's a £75 set of goggles, so that's okay. So, would I recommend it? Would I buy it? No, I wouldn't. Very simply, you can't see very well. If you can't see very well on a set of goggles, they fail. Ultimately, you can spend whatever you like on a set of goggles, but if you can't see very well, there's no point in having them. So ultimately, you just need to, these are not good for beginner pilots, full stop. If they'd have gone for slightly smaller screens at slightly better quality, it would have possibly been usable, but unfortunately, they're just really, really bad quality, and the pixels are huge, and it just doesn't work. So it's a real shame, because Topsky so nearly nailed it. I really wanted to like these goggles. They have so much good stuff going for them, but they fell at the one thing that they had to do right. They had to be good to look at. They had to be good for your eyes. If you can't do that, you don't have a good set of goggles. So, in summary, Topsky, you scored really well in every department, with the one except for the one that mattered. Anyway, that's the end of this video. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you want to see my full review of these goggles, you can find it on Drone Nodes. I'll put a link down in the description. And if you're new to the channel, please like, share and subscribe. Anyway, I'll see you all next time. Thank you for reaching the end of this video. If you've enjoyed it, please consider liking, sharing and subscribing. It really does help grow this channel. Thank you so much for your ongoing support.